Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for November 21st, 2023, from Revelation chapter 20, the key to the bottomless pit. Previously, we heard about the enemies of God finally being defeated. It was not as melodramatic as Hollywood would like to think, but John does get the picture of it to pass on to us, so we continue with the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 1. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, holding in his hand the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain. An angel again, a messenger of God coming from heaven. And this angel has the key to the bottomless pit along with a chain. You may remember previously that Satan was given a key to open a shaft of this bottomless pit. So let's just back up for a moment to Revelation chapter 9, verse 2. He opened the shaft of the bottomless pit, and from the shaft rose smoke, like the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened with the smoke from the shaft. Satan has the key to the shaft and opened it so that the demons would come out and afflict the humans. This occurred again in chapter 9. Now here in chapter 20, John sees an angel from heaven, that is from the presence of God, who's got the key and the great chain. But this key is to the actual bottomless pit. And this key will close and secure the pit after Satan has been put into it. Keep in mind something very special that the saints would have understood, that Satan cannot open what is shut by God or by God's authority through the angels. We hear about this actually in the Old Testament. The prophet Isaiah, chapter 22, verse 22. And I will place on his shoulder the key of the house of David. He shall open and none shall shut. He shall shut and none shall open. You see, Jesus Christ is the one who holds the keys of death and the grave, as we heard earlier in the book of Revelation, see chapter 1. To ensure that Satan cannot escape, there is also a great chain. The angel brings this chain. Now, this is not an ordinary chain like the one that the demonic broke in Mark chapter 5. So let's go to that for a moment. Verse 3. He lived in the tombs, and no one could bind him anymore, not even with a chain, for he had often been bound with shackles and chains, but he wrenched the chains apart, and he broke the shackles in pieces, and no one had the strength to subdue him. So this was someone who was possessed by Satan, but this is not an ordinary chain here. An ordinary chain, Satan would have no problems breaking. But this is a way of describing God's power being exercised by the angel, which will indeed bound Satan, the great dragon, and Satan cannot break it. Now for us as Christians, this gives us much comfort, knowing that Satan cannot undo Christ's victory. So when Jesus dies on the cross, he completely defeats sin, death, and the devil. And so we put our faith and trust in Jesus, not in how strong the links of the chain were. Because when Jesus dies on the cross, he says, "It is finished." Satan is bound. And we'll hear a little bit more about that tomorrow. God's peace and many blessings be with you, and thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for listening.